All right, how's everybody doing? I am G, the seeker of truth. This is Spiritual Stake, and yes, your spirit is at stake. Never take that lightly. Okay, here's Spiritual Stake. We in our Bible breakdown, doing our Bible reading, our burn and learn, our smoking study sessions. We are currently in the book of Exodus, chapter 18. We're going to give a quick overview of 17. In 17, we see the children of Israel once again complaining about the water. They said they ain't got no water. They have nothing for their cattle. And Moses cried out because he tired of the complaining. And they complaining to Moses, and Moses is like, y'all complaining, I'm nobody. I have no power except the power that's given to me. I'm nobody. I'm a shepherd. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So in 17, just like in 16, just like in 15, we use all these chapters to reference how we are today, how we are gleeful, and ain't no God like my God in our moments of praise when we are triumphant. But in our moments of trials and tribulations, how we fall back into a shell of our former selves and we are back into a state of fear. So that's just a quick overview of 17. We're going to move right along going into chapter 18. Y'all know how we do. If you're going to fire up, go ahead on and fire up. And with no further ado, we're going into 18. When Jethro, the priest of Midian, Moses' father-in-law, heard of all that God had done for Moses and for Israel, his people, and that the Lord had brought Israel out of Egypt, then Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took Zipporah, Moses' wife, after he had sent her back, and her two sons, of which the name of the one was Gershom, for he said, I have been an alien in a strange land, and the name of the other was Eliezer, for the God of my father said he was my help, and delivered me from the sword of Pharaoh. And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, came with his sons and his wife unto Moses into the wilderness, where he encamped at the mount of God. And he said unto Moses, I, thy father-in-law Jethro, am come unto thee, and thy wife and her two sons with her. And Moses went out to meet his father-in-law, and did obeisance, and kissed him. And they asked each other of their welfare, and they came into the tent. And Moses told his father-in-law all that the Lord had done unto Pharaoh and to the Egyptians for Israel's sake, and all the travail that had come upon them by the way, and how the Lord delivered them. And Jethro rejoiced for all the goodness which the Lord had done to Israel, whom he had delivered out of the hand of the Egyptians. Now, for those who might have forgot who Jethro was and how Jethro came into play, remember back when Moses seen the two Egyptians attacking the one Israel, attacking the Hebrew man, and he killed the one, and the other guy asked him, who made you judge, jury, executioner? Moses fled. He fled off into a town, and he met a woman at a well, and Moses helped feed her and helped feed all the cattle, and she took him home. That lady was Zipporah. Her father is Jethro. That's where Jethro come from, if we remember this. So Jethro is the father of Zipporah. Zipporah is Moses' wife, who bare him two children in the land where he was a stranger. And Jethro said, blessed be the Lord who has delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians and out of the hand of Pharaoh, who has delivered the people from under the hand of the Egyptians. Now I know that the Lord is greater than all gods, for in the thing wherein they dealt proudly he was above them. And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took a burnt offering and sacrifices for God, and Aaron came, and all the elders of Israel, to eat bread with Moses' father-in-law before God. And it came to pass on the morrow that Moses set to judge the people, and the people stood by Moses from the morning until the evening. And when Moses' father-in-law saw all that he did to the people, he said, What is this thing that thou doest to the people? Why sittest thou thyself alone, and all the people stand by thee from morning until even? And Moses said unto his father-in-law, Because the people come unto me to inquire of God. When they have a matter, they come unto me, and I judge between one and another, and I do make them know the statutes of God and the statutes of God and his laws. And Moses' father-in-law said unto him, The thing that thou doest is not good. Thou wilt surely wear away both thou and this people that is with thee, for this thing is too heavy for thee. Thou art not able to perform it thyself alone. Hearken now to my voice. I will give thee counsel, and God shall be with thee. But thou, for the people to Godward, that thou mayest bring the causes unto God. Okay. And thou shalt teach them ordinance and laws, and shalt show them the way wherein thou must walk, and the work that they must do. Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people above men such as fear God, men of truth, hating covetousness, and places such over them to be rulers of thousands, and rulers of hundreds, rulers of fifties, and rulers of 10. Now, for everybody who kind of got scrambled up in the mix of what was just going on right there, Moses had the children of Israel, they were standing around him all day long. And what they was doing, they was coming to him and they was talking to him. And Moses was taking their problems and talking to God about it. And so Jethro was like, hey, look here. That ain't good what you doing. Not for you, and it ain't good for the people. Because if everybody can't get to talk to you, there's somebody probably got to get put out to tomorrow. So Jethro say, look, you need to teach these people how to walk in the way. You need to teach them the laws. You need to teach them the ordinance so they can be able to talk to God for themselves. You see what I'm saying? He told them to teach the people to fear God. I like it once again, like I say, I'm not big on the fear thing because I can't. Why would I fear you if you here on my behalf? It doesn't make sense when we know that fear is a trick of the enemy. It is a weapon of the enemy to keep you at a low vibration, so you always in a fearful state. And how can you be prosperous and live abundantly if you in a fearful state all your life? Make that make sense. So I'm not the fear thing, fear God, it doesn't resonate with me because why would I fear you? When you got your arms around me, when you are here to be my protector, my fortress. And I know how other people in time they be like, well, it ain't fear, like, don't fear him like that, but you got to respect. I ain't talking about the way you twist it around. I'm talking about what the Bible said. The Bible said right here, in 21, Jethro saying, moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men, such as fear God, men of truth, hating covetousness, and place such over them to be rulers of thousands, and rulers of hundreds, rulers of fifties, and rulers of 10. And going down to 22, and let them judge the people at all seasons. It shall be that every great matter they shall bring unto thee, but every small matter they shall judge. So shall it be easier for thyself, and thou shalt bear the burden with thee. If thou shalt do this thing, and God command thee so, then thou shalt be able to endure, and all this people shall also go to their place in peace. So Moses hearkened to the voice of his father-in-law, and did all that he had said. And Moses chose able men out of all of Israel, and made them heads over the people, rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of fifties, and rulers of 10s. And they judged the people at all seasons. The hard causes they brought unto Moses, but every small matter they judged themselves. And Moses let his father-in-law depart, and he went his way into his own land. And in that sense, that sounds like a judicial system was set up. Y'all handle the misdemeanors and let Moses handle the felonies. Get people that's greater, get people that's lesser than you, but greater than other people that's greater than their peers. People that believe like you believe, they had this fear like you had this fear. And then you take them and you set them over the people. And you set over them. That's how it's a setting of a hierarchy. That's a hierarchy. So that's where your hierarchy come in there right there. That's where the what do they call it? The ladder. That's the ladder of success. That's your ladder. That's your corporate ladder right there. That problem ain't big enough to go talk to Moses about. Moses too big. That's a small problem. We're going to keep that right here. Don't go there talk to Moses about that. And when you start doing stuff like this, when you start taking man and set him over man, making him ruler over man, then you put him in a place of superiority over man, and you make the man under him his inferior. Because they are inferiors. If you got to come to me, you got a traffic ticket. You got to come to me. You are my inferior here. You are at my mercy. Or the mercy of the court. But that's what we have right here. Our first structured hierarchy. Jethro. And that was the end of 18. Jethro came. Jethro saw. Jethro say, look, this right here needs to be what it is. Set this in system. Set this in place. He set it in place, took all that weight off of Moses, because Moses mad. They crying to Moses all day long. Put this system in place. And you take some of that load off. So today when you look around at your structure, your hierarchy, your corporate ladder, thank Jethro for that. And we're going to figure out what Jethro's real name is because we know it wasn't no J's back in this time. But that was the end of chapter 18. I hope you took something from there. I hope you learned. That's my first time seeing the structure like that. Them broke it down to where like now man is old man. Like you see what I'm saying? But we making it through. We making it through. We learning. Let us use the children of Israel and let us grow from them. Let us not be people of knowledge, but let us be people of wisdom. And wisdom is taking and learning from the last man's mistake. Stand strong in the faith, man. I am G, the seeker of truth. This here is Spiritual State. And until next time, y'all stay elevated.